Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another edition of Wrestling Talks and Thoughts. I'm your host, Saheem the Dream. If you guys are catching us on Facebook Live, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, drop a comment in the comment section below. If you guys are catching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment in the comment section below, and comment with us. Come and talk wrestling with us. I have a special guest, Miss Kayla.
Hi.
All right,
Thank you for
guys.
having me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I know
And
I've been bugging y'all for a while. Let me on this crap already.
nah, it's cool. It's all good. But yes, today we're going to talk about Scott Hall. We had to start over. We started earlier. We just had some issues with the video we showed earlier. It got flagged. So we're gonna start from scratch again.
Difficulties.
Technical difficulties, right? So we're gonna start from scratch, but it's all good. You know, it's all good. The big bad booty daddy has joined us again.
Yo, no, I feel like I need a name. If he's being called Big Bad Booty Daddy, what's mine?
Good. I mean, hey, go ahead, go for it.
Oh no. You gotta think of one.
Go ahead, Ed.
Welcome to Wrestling Talks, man. Where you could be called anything you want, man.
Okay.
As long as it's nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. Big bad booty daddy kind of totes the line. It's like a little,
I'll tell you when we get to the NXT talk, Ant will have a name for me for a fact.
Okay, Ant will have a name for you. All right, so we're gonna talk Scott Hall. We're gonna rehash our conversation about Scott Hall. We're gonna talk about Scott Hall, Raw, NXT, and some news and rumors. And that will be the topic for tonight. Again, if you guys are joining us, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, share us on your Facebook wall so all your wrestling buddies can join us on the conversation. And also subscribe, please subscribe. So we were talking about Scott Hall, and Kayla, you were talking about his health issues and how he went in for hip surgery. After the hip surgery, he had a blood clot that traveled to his heart and caused him to have 2 heart attacks.
3. It was actually 3.
3.
Yeah.
3 heart attacks. Wow. And when you said that, it was crazy. I was so mad at this whole like the first live ended, but I was really getting real emotional because I was just like, yo, that's crazy. Like he goes in for one thing and then he doesn't come out.
Yeah, and the match that I was actually referencing to was back in 1999. It was Conan and Rey Mysterio versus Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. That's the first match I remember of Scott Hall.
Oh, really? So you wasn't a fan of his when he was Razor Ramon?
Well, a little bit. Like I was I was born in 91, so I was a little too young to remember the Razor Ramon era a little bit. It wasn't until like late 90s that, I kind of got into wrestling, but I mean, I knew who Razor Ramon was. I knew he was that bad son of a bitch that, he literally had a toothpick in his mouth and just when he got that mic, you knew he was going to have a fire promo.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You said 90 because when you called me off guard with 91, I'm like, you was born in 91. Yeah. And you make me feel old.
I'm a baby.
Jeez. You was born in 91. You know what I was doing in 91? Well, I was young. I was still young. I was like, I don't want to expose my age. But anyway, I still look young. Okay. I still look young and I still look good. All right. But but yeah, so Razor Ramon, I was definitely I became a fan of his when he was part of the whole group, the Outsiders. I definitely watched him as Razor Ramon when he was in WWE. And then when he went over to WCW and him and Nash formed the Outsiders, I was a big fan. Those actually, they're part of my top tag teams. Like my top tag teams is my favorite tag team of all time is the Dudley Boys. At first, it was Holy Nash. It was Holy Nash. Dudley Boys is my favorite of all time.
I thought it was the Mega Powers.
The Mega Powers? Not man. They never won any tag gold at all.
They didn't have to,
They were no tag gold. I mean,
but they had the best handshake. They had one of the third best handshake in
oh yeah,
wrestling.
Yeah, the little. Here you
Yeah.
go.
when the mega powers explode. But yeah, the Dudley Boys is my favorite. Hall and Nash were actually my favorite at first. They were like my top, and then Dudley Boys just came through, and all the matches they won, and the things they did was just like, okay, I love these guys. Like I love them. And but yeah, Hall and Nash definitely are like one of my favorite tag teams, like top 3 or top 5.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I was definitely a big fan of Hall. One memory I remember of Hall, and this is one of my favorite memories. And it's a true story. He was on Monday Night Nitro, and this is when Nitro was kind of taking its plummet, and he was drunk, stone cold drunk, and I thought that it was part of the show, but he was actually drunk, and he was at the time and he was United States champion.
Hmm.
He beat somebody for the United States championship, and then the same night he beat, I think, Disco Inferno or somebody else for the
Oh
TV
God.
title. And then after he beats him for the title, he takes the title and throws it in the trash, and then walks off with all.
I know which one you're talking about.
And they were like he had a title, and Nash had the garbage can, and Hall was like, oh, and he just threw it. I was like, yo, why even beat him for the belt? Why would you do that? It
It's
was
like
crazy.
It's like Scott Hall was the Dean Ambrose of our generation.
Yeah,
Like Dean Ambrose is kind of like the well, John Moxley, whichever you want to call him now.
right.
He's kind of like, he kind of reminds us of that Scott Hall that a lot of us grew up with. That person that just doesn't give two shits.
Mhm.
He comes into the ring. He's there to whoop your ass, put some checks in his pocket, and bounce.
Right. That's pretty much what he's about. Andrew LaDuca says, "Can I come up with a crazy name? Wait, can you come up with a crazy name for me?" And I was born on November 30th, 1994. Andrew, Ant, you got to come up with a name for Andrew and Kayla.
All right, man. I got y'all. Just give me some time, man. This stuff don't happen overnight.
All right,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Perfection don't happen overnight. You
No.
gotta put some thought into that.
You gotta
From a
put some
big
thought into
bad
that.
booty daddy.
Holla if you hear me.
Oh man, Scott Hall, man. I mean Scott Steiner, man. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yes, but Scott Hall. Back to Scott Hall. So that this one is like a real shocker. It's a real stunner. He was already inducted to the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
twice.
he's twice. So he, luckily enough, and I know we'll probably talk on this later, but the
Mhm.
thing I dislike the most is when people get their flowers
Mm,
after they've been dead.
mm,
That's
right,
when they go into the Hall of Fame after they've passed away. That just kind of hurts because it's
right,
like, why couldn't you put them in before they died? Like,
right.
why does it have
To
to be?
celebrate their career.
Yeah, it's like, why
Right.
does it have to be after? So at least in one aspect, we can all agree that Scott Hall got his flowers before he passed away. And it's like I said in a space that I normally do on Twitter. I said Scott Hall is literally standing at the pearly gates going, "Hey yo," and the gates are opening, and we probably, like, it's raining where I live, so I guarantee you right now, up in the pearly gates, we've
Yeah.
got Scott Hall and Eddie Guerrero just hashing out their old rivalry.
Right. Um, yeah, man. It's that one is crazy, man. Scott, that caught me off guard. I was seeing the messages, and when you mentioned Kevin Nash
Yeah.
putting out the message, and I was just like, what? So I was like, in my
Sounds
mind,
like good, but I can't hear.
yeah, you know what's crazy? It reminded me of, oh, all right, Ant's gonna be back. It reminded me of honestly, Scott Hall's passing Scott Hall passing kind of reminds me of two people in mind. This is not wrestling
Hmm.
related. It's music
Right.
related. But these are two people that I like. Was one of the people was I was a fan of. Well, two people I was
Hmm.
a fan of, and big fan of. And it was like when the situation happened, I was just like, oh, they'll pull through it.
Hmm.
And it reminded me of when Nipsey Hussle and Tupac
Mm.
had their situation, and I was
Hmm.
like when Tupac got shot, I was like, oh, he'll be all right. In my mind, I'm
Yeah.
like, he'll be all right. He'll pull through it. And then when they announced, and I was in like, this is
Hmm.
in junior high school when they announced that he died. When he died, I was like, oh wow, he died. And then
Yeah.
when Nipsey Hussle passed, it was the same thing. It was just like, oh, he'll pull through it. And then I was like, oh, he'll be all right because I just heard he got shot. It was like, oh, he got shot.
Mm.
And then when they mentioned how severe the shot was, I was like, he got shot in the head. And then it was like, I was like, wow. So, the same
Yeah.
thing with Scott Hall. When I heard about the alert, it was like, oh, they didn't really, go into details about what happened. He was in the hospital, he's being,
Hmm.
he's in a, critical condition. I thought that he would pull through it. And it's just like when it doesn't happen, it's just like, so it makes you appreciate life a little bit more.
It
Um,
does.
and not take certain take life for granted. Sean Keys is
Shaman.
with us.
Keys.
Mr. Keys.
But
He blacked out on us a little bit. He'll be back.
you know, I do have to piggyback off of something you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
To me, like losing Scott Hall was kind of like, and I know not too many people were a fan of him, but
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
When Michael died, so like I kind of I put Scott Hall kind of up there with like Michael Jackson when he died, Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant, like the
Mm-hmm.
greats. Like
Mm-hmm.
we literally just lost a legend that we'll never get back
Right, right,
because
right.
there's all these people going around, throwing up the too sweet thing, but it can be duplicated, but it will never be the original.
Right. It'll never be. Yeah, you get the Bullet Club doing
Yeah,
it too
you get the
sweet.
Bullet Club, you get Finn doing it,
Yeah,
but
Finn Balor.
it's not the same.
It's not the
Just
same.
it's not
It's
the
not
same.
the same. It's not the same because we all know it's like, and it has to be, and it has to be, and the thing about it is, I'm gonna be honest with you, Kayla. It has to be done. It just has. It
Yeah.
has to be somehow. It had to be replicated. I'm gonna tell you why it had to be replicated because it was so.
Why?
It was just too sweet. That's why. I'm doing it wrong. It's too sweet. It was just like because when the Bullet Club, that was the
Hmm.
thing about the Bullet Club because it was perfect for the Bullet Club because of how they built this great faction, and it was like there's no other way to like kind of like necessarily like it's like the way they had to solidify themselves is to like just kind of brand themselves a little bit with NWO. They had to in some just a little bit. I mean, even though
Yeah.
it's a lot, it's not the same, but
Yeah.
it's similar. But they just had to because it was just like they had to pay homage. Like our group is humongous. We got to pay homage to the originators, and that
Yeah.
is the
And
NWO. We have to
and
pay homage.
that's the thing that has been ever since the news broke.
Mhm.
Like if you've seen some of the superstars even now have like on Raw and
Mhm.
even on NXT, they've been paying tribute to Scott Hall left and right.
Right.
Like since the news broke yesterday, and I know a lot of people really got upset on like why didn't they do a 10-man salute like they normally do. The
Mhm.
thing is they didn't have time. Like the news literally broke like that just before Raw went on the air. It went boom.
Right.
Yeah,
So they
eight fifty
didn't have
seven. Yeah,
time.
happened
Yeah,
at 8:57.
they didn't have time to
Right.
do a 10-man salute. I think what would be good and to pay the ultimate tribute to Scott Hall is to do, because he was the best intercontinental champion
Mhm.
before any of the ones that we've had now. I would love to see them do like a Razor Ramon Intercontinental Championship tournament.
Mm.
I would love to see
So
that.
he was your favorite?
Razor Scott Hall, yeah, like I grew up. I hate to say, but after watching Scott Hall, like I used to always grow up liking the bad guys. Like I always liked the bad guys. Like I couldn't stay
Mhm.
away from the bad guys. I knew they were trouble, but
Yeah.
it's Scott Hall is going to be one of those ones that we'll recover from this. It's just, like I
Mhm.
said, it's raining where I live in Washington. When it rains, it pours, but after the rain comes sunshine.
Right. So, Sean Keys,
Yes, sir.
we'll put you on the floor. Mr. Sean Keys. We're celebrating the life of our dear, excellent performer, Mr. Scott Hall. Would you like to say anything before we move on?
Man, between NWO and DX, boy, middle school was amazing. I can remember the wars, bro. Like, especially once they split to that red and black NWO from the black and white, we used to have
Yeah.
like actual gangs in school. Shit was crazy. Like, it was really like black and white versus red and black. It used to get real for real.
Okay, and who was your favorite, black or white or red and black?
Hey man, I was red and black. Once they split, that red and black was ill, man. That theme song,
Yeah.
I was like, that might actually outside of God's theme, the red and black might be one of my favorites, like top favorites, because that was just different, bro. It's like the beat, for that time, it was just different. So, but yeah, man, Scott influenced me a lot. He was probably my favorite. He was definitely one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. Like when I first started watching wrestling, it was him, Shawn, and Undertaker. Because I was doing it 87. I really started watching like around 91. I was like maybe 4 or 5 that I can think back. Yeah, Shawn, Razor, and Undertaker were like my favorites to watch. And like I swore I was Razor Ramon. In my head, I was black. And the fact that Scarface was my favorite movie. So like and it still is. It's always been my number one favorite movie.
Yeah. One of my favorites too, man. I love
and his character.
The movie's trash.
Wait.
We're not doing that.
No, hold on. I'm sorry, Sean.
We're not doing that.
Sorry, Sean. I'm sorry.
Not.
I'm sorry. He blasphemed. I'm sorry. Aunt, what happened?
We'll get back to that. Let Sean finish.
No. You need to say that part with your chest.
Trash.
Say that part with your whole chest, bro.
Oh my God!
I didn't like
blasphemy. You didn't like your aunt. You ain't like Scarface.
Nah.
You tripping, dude.
You didn't like Scarface?
That's my favorite. It's not even a mob movie, but it's my favorite mob movie ever.
Bro, you took me to tell me you watched the whole Scarface and you didn't like Scarface?
Scarface, Goodfellas, and Casino, top 3.
How could you not like Scarface?
I watched Scarface like 10 times. It's not one of those I can be, let's watch Scarface. No, I'm not watching it.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie. Now I will not be like, let's turn that Scarface on. But if it's on, I ain't watching nothing else.
Word,
channel.
That and Godfather. I'm still a huge Godfather fan. All 3 of them.
I ain't like that movie neither.
Yo, true
story. New York. How you don't like that? What? Hold on.
Yo,
isn't that like a New York staple or something? Like what?
No.
True story, yo. Scarface used to come on Channel 11 when I was a kid. Used to come on all the time. I didn't see Scarface until like 2000 and I think it was 2007 or something like that, or 2008. I've never seen Scarface ever, and people I remember they were it was talked about throughout the years, and I never watched it. I've seen Goodfellas, loved it. So I've seen some of the mob movies. I haven't seen Donnie Brasco. So didn't see Scarface, but people talked about it. I'm like, why are people so crazy about it? So, but what happened was one day I was in the crib, and this is when Al Pacino became one of my favorite actors because of Any Given Sunday. I loved him in Any Given Sunday and The Devil's Advocate. Loved him. So I was like, this guy is I love this guy. So then I was like, Scarface came on, and I was like, oh shoot, Al Pacino's in this movie. Let me watch it. I fell in love. I was like, why did I never see this movie? He had so many great lines. He was so ahead of his time in that movie, That movie was every time Scarface would come on Showtime, I just sit there and watch it just because it was on. It was just just to watch it all again, Oh man, dang it, Scarface. Oh man,
dang, how can you not like Scarface though?
The same
That's
way I don't
crazy.
like.
That's like saying you don't like freaking Michael Myers.
I don't.
You don't like Michael Myers?
Nah.
Jeez.
Michael
What?
Myers is
And
corny,
I
B.
thought we were friends. And I thought we were friends.
Michael Myers is corny, B. I will beat Michael Myers' ass. That shit is not realistic.
Oh man, did
Damn.
you see the new Halloween?
I will beat his ass too.
That
Did you
new
see the new
one was sick.
I don't know. Waste my time to watch. He doesn't even sound scary. Yo, Mike Myers is coming to kill you, bro. Who?
I mean, I think because the whole like point of his character was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like a serial killer, some aspect. Like serial killer, crazy guy, coming to kill you.
With a
No,
knife?
no, Ant, no, he ain't going for it. It's like nah. He's like nah. Ant's like nah.
Ant's like, nah, forget this.
Angela Dukas says it was my favorite movie of all time, Scarface. I
Thank
kill
you,
you, cockroaches.
Andrew.
It's
Oh,
number
you
one, man.
cockroaches. Oh man, I loved it. Yes, so let's get on because we have some other heartbreaking news. But let's get on to Raw, and then
that is the
we'll get
heartbreaking news right there, right?
It's been a fun. You know what's crazy? It's actually if you go from like last, I say Tuesday because what Dolph won the title last Tuesday.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So from last Tuesday all the way up until I didn't watch NXT tonight, so I don't know what happened. But
Oh,
I'll
I
at least
did.
say up until last night, it has been a very interesting week in wrestling.
It has.
Every day that wrestling has come on, it has been an interesting show. NXT was interesting. AEW Wednesday was interesting. AEW Friday was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown Friday was
Banging to a degree.
I don't even know how to feel about that one because
Don't.
it was heartbreaking, but and then like the news we got, and then Monday Raw wasn't bad. Raw was actually pretty good.
No.
Like I actually sat and watched all of Raw last night. I shocked myself.
It was really good with the fact like how it started, minus the the tribute or the little memory thing or whatever. But it's like a few of the bad guys won, like Damien.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Kayla got disconnected. She'll be back on. Yeah, we were just talking about Raw. Going into Raw. Yeah. So, did you watch it? Okay. All right. Kayla's back.
Sorry.
All right. Don't worry about it.
I tilted my phone and I guess I hit the back button. Anyways, so like the start of it, like they had a few of the bad guys win. Like when Finn came out, you could see he was holding back tears. Like
a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them were, but they had like Damien win, they had Omos win, and then that was just a whole hell of a match right there between Omos and Commander Aziz, and then he like pulled up, Apollo Crews from his freaking head, and I'm just like, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually was a really good match.
Yeah, Raw was fairly interesting last night. I mean, the best part for me, and Keys and Ant know where I'm going with this because they both know me well enough. The best part for me was seeing the Mysterios get their hands on freaking Miz and Logan Paul.
Oh my God. Okay, Kayla, this is where we have to part ways. I cannot do the
Goddamn
Mysterio.
Dominic.
Oh God.
No, I'm just saying there was a lot of other good matches, like especially that main event though.
That was
that main
great.
event. That one was good. That main event match between
Seth and KO really sort of they gave them time too. They really gave them time. They had a good the match. I think the match started at like 10:30. Like they really had like 30 minutes to like to like really go. So
all right, real quick, give him a shout out. I like this name. Captain Foot Lettuce says what's up. Captain, I love it. I love the name. Captain Foot Lettuce.
With
Yes, Captain Foot Lettuce. Love it.
Okay.
Won't be in no lettuce from his house.
So what are you guys saying?
Delicious.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Keys. You want to go? Go ahead.
Yeah. Seth and KO tore it down, but they always do good work together. Like you can tell they're friends. Like you can always tell the wrestlers that are actually friends for real because when they get in the ring together, they flow so well. Oh, Pear. Oh, I was like, who's Captain Phillips?
Spear from Twitter. Spear from Twitter.
Yeah, you can always tell wrestlers that are like friends though, because they really flow fluently in the ring together and they work so well together compared to like two people that just get thrown together in a program that normally don't work together.
Yeah.
So, but the match was great. It really was. I knew KO would pull it out at the end just because they're not going to mess up that whole thing with him and Austin. So
okay, so Angela Duke, I know you were watching. So Andrew, I'm quite sure you got something to say about this real quick concerning Seth Rollins. So Angela Duke says Cody Rhodes, he's expecting Cody Rhodes to come. They said there was a lot of
yeah, they said there was a lot of movement last night.
My God.
There was.
They were like blacking lights out and stuff, right?
Yeah,
they said it's supposed to be like some subtle hints on some Easter eggs on Cody Rhodes' return.
So
yeah,
the
Stardust.
the biggest Easter egg from last night was because somebody sent it to me on Twitter was just before Montez and Riddle's match. You know how they took a really longer commercial break than normal? Production was moving some stuff around, and so people who were there was thinking like, oh, it's going to be Cody, but I don't know what it was, but the commercial was a little bit longer, but I don't know. I don't realistically, I've spoken on this before. I don't see Cody Rhodes coming back to WWE.
I don't either now.
I really hope he does come back. I'm hoping
He
he
need
does.
to say where the hell he at.
I mean, of course, you know, people were, not to cut you off, people were jumping the gun because like, you know, he was in Jacksonville and like that's where Raw was, but it was like people were jumping the gun on it thinking like he was going to come back, and it's just like, to me, if Cody comes back to WWE, that's going to be stupid, because in 6 months he's going to be right on that list of guess what? Here's your unemployment papers.
Okay, so here's my perspective. And I think I thought about this one, and I thought it was very interesting. Real quick, Angela Duca says, "Do you think Cody will come out on the second after Raw of next Monday?"
No,
not yet, Andrew. Not sure, Andrew. Not sure.
Well, we got what 2-3 weeks till
something like that.
About 2 or 3.
Here's my take on Cody returning. I think that if Cody did return, I think Vince will give him a good run. I think Vince will give him a good push. I'm going to tell you why. I think Vince will give him a good push because I thought about this and I said, Vince will respect him differently. He will view him differently because of the simple fact that he was able to leave and go out and create something that could possibly and potentially compete with what he has. Vince will respect that. You know why? One thing about Vince, he does respect people, who has that that go and get it mentality, that hustle, right? That hustle, that go and get it mentality. So I think that Vince will kind of like, he'd be like, you know what? I was wrong. Vince will
reminds me of? Reminds me of Drew.
Right, exactly. Right.
Same way Drew left, built his name. Bobby Lashley left,
right,
built his name. So they always come. Anybody who's left and built their name has always came back with bigger roles. You know what I mean? So
right.
If he does, I think what Tony's doing with AEW now and with buying Ring of Honor, it might intrigue him to come back to the table and then work something out with that. Because Cody was real big on development in AEW. He really didn't care about the bigger names. He was really more worried about the younger, new up-and-comers and getting them out there. So I think if they're going to use Ring of Honor the way they say they're going, or the reports have said that they're going to, kind of like NXT-like, I think Cody comes back into the fold and runs that.
Interesting. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't want Cody to man. I mean, I wouldn't want Cody to have his hand. I would want Cody to have his hands on the talent in some capacity. But I really, really, really want to see Cody with a heavyweight title run because I know for a fact he will knock it out the park.
Yeah,
I know he's going. I know if he gets that title, he's going to have a great feud with somebody. And if anybody he should have a feud with, it should be Randy. Angela
Randy?
Duca says Seth versus Cody at Mania. I think that would be dope. But I think if anybody he has a feud with, anybody he feuds with, he goes one on one with, it will be Randy because they have that history, and it will just be full circle, and it will be something of legendary status. And I mean, it'll be great for Cody, and it'll be great for Randy. You know what I'm saying? Because Randy,
Yeah.
Randy has already been building a great. I mean, his career has been getting a lot better, a lot better. He's really having. He's like Cody. I mean, Randy is going to be one of those guys that when he leave, he's going to be really, really missed because he's like, to me, he's like an Undertaker. Randy's like an Undertaker. He's a pillar. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't see him as a Hogan. I don't see him as a Cena. I don't see him as a Martino, but I definitely see him as an
I keep
Undertaker. I see
losing
him
the
as a
damn
Brett. I see him
sound,
as a
yo.
Shawn. Definitely. Um.
I keep losing sound.
So let's get to this. I want to talk about this because I think this is a interesting topic. Big E career may be over. So I came home Friday night and came home in time to try to pop up on SmackDown. And Ant and Sean was in the chat. They were talking, and it was like it was like, yo, you see what happened to Big E? It was like, yo, that joint looked like it hurt. He took a belly to belly from what's the guy's name?
Rich Holland.
Rich Holland. And takes the belly to belly. So I'm like, all right, so I missed it. So I rewinded it and I watched the match and I was like, yo, he landed right on his head. And it's like he didn't put his arms out, to kind of break the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So, I seen that. So long story short, Biggie gives an update on his neck. They talk about, they mentioned that Biggie broke his neck, but he broke two important vertebrae on his neck, or I think it was the C4 and the C3. I think it was.
I
Nope.
think that's what he said. Yeah,
No, it was he fractured his so when he gave that update when he was in the hospital, he did say that, yes, he has a broken neck. However, there was no, luckily enough, the C1, C6 vertebrae, which is the one that was involved in this, was not dislocated. It is fractured. However, the thing, and I'm glad they were talking about this because I've been trying to get it across to everybody, is again going back into the medical thing, and they even talked to one of the old WWE doctor or physicians, Dr. Chow, I think his name was. He said something in the article I read that said, luckily, since Biggie doesn't have to get surgery, which is a good thing. However, the C1 vertebrae, it usually does not heal completely. It does heal incomplete. So there is a very big possibility that Biggie may not come back. Now, DDP did reach out to Biggie on, I think it was Instagram, and said that, once he gets ready to do the rehab, to come down to his place and do the DDP yoga, because he helped both Ciampa and Ivar with the same injury come back.
Okay. So
Sorry, y'all. My fault, y'all. What's the topic? We talking about Big E? Oh, Big E.
Yeah, we talking about Big E.
Yeah, so and that was the thing, right? So Kayla, you said it perfect. You said it perfect. Exactly. So so Big E's going to be out for some time. We've seen Edge, we've seen Daniel Bryan. They've had issues with their neck. I'm not sure. I don't think they've had those type of issues with their neck as far as it being that severe.
No.
I think Daniel Bryan's was. I mean, Edge's and Daniel Bryan's was in the beginning though. If you remember, because they said they would never wrestle again.
Right.
And then they may have gone through therapy, physical
Yeah.
therapy, and different things to,
And don't forget
and
about
even
Percocet.
Angle.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
I'm about to
about
say
Percocet Angle.
Angle was kind of the same thing. Angle can't even turn his neck. He got a whole robot and shit. So,
Wow.
I
Percocet
think
Perk.
I think he's gonna be out for about a year or two. Maybe not 2, maybe a year. It's not gonna be a speedy comeback at all.
Mm-mm.
It's crazy. Like, and they say Ridge Holland went to the hospital, with everybody else.
Right.
It was either that night or the next day.
It
And
was that night.
yeah, and sat with him and talked with him. I think it definitely was a botch move.
Right.
Fully was a botch move.
Right.
Because Ridge, he didn't follow through with it.
Mm-mm.
And the sad, crazy thing about it, and I've heard some of the indie wrestlers on Twitter talking about it, it's one of those things. Once you become a wrestler, you don't think about it. It's not something that's always in your mind and in your head. Like, all right, when I go to this ring, something bad could happen, but something bad could happen.
Right.
So
And that's the thing that I wanted to touch on about wrestling. About us, again, people like, yo, you watching this fake stuff is fake. And it's like, listen, those bumps, that they take are very, very real. If you mess up a move, and you get tossed a certain way, you don't land the right way, you don't put your arm out to buffer the move, or to break the fall, you can hurt yourself. You can, we talk about draws. I mean, like, a lot of people talk about draws, about how he was crippled from a neck injury when he
Yep.
I think he took a diving, I think it was like a dive, it was like a diving head splash out the ring on
I think
a
it
Sunday
was.
night heat.
I think
Was
it
that?
was.
Yeah, and he hit the barricade.
I thought he
He
got
hit it
power
hard.
drive.
He said what?
I thought he got power drive.
I think it was the diving. It was a diving headbutt or something like that.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up now.
Wasn't it was against D'Lo Brown, right? I think.
Right.
I think it was against D'Lo, yeah.
But yeah, same thing with Austin. Austin, when he got power drived on his neck from Steve Austin, that injury itself cut his whole career short.
It was. It was a power driver from D'Lo.
See?
Power driver.
So same thing with Austin. It was a power
Yeah.
driver, and then
Right. And the landing, again, messed up his neck. So I mean, people say, like, okay, yeah, wrestling is fake. It's like, yo, those bumps, those bruises are real, man. When Becky Lynch broke a nose, got a nose broken, that was real. You know what I'm saying? John Cena wrestled with a whole broken nose during the middle of a match. You know what I'm saying? Like he had and try to fix his nose during the match. Like that was real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this stuff, like they really get injured, like they really get hurt for real. Triple H, when he tore, I think he tore
his quadricep.
squad
Yeah.
tore his
and
quad
kept going.
Yeah.
Finish the
Yeah.
match.
and still finished them and finished the match. You know what I'm saying? So, so again, like, people make fun of it and be like, oh, it's fake. I'm like, yo, no, those injuries are real, B. Like people careers get cut short. And not only that, but a lot of wrestlers, they cut a lot of their health short by taking all those bumps in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, all those, that mat is very, very hard, and so, but anyways,
Yeah, and that's another thing before we go to the other topic. That was another thing that I was trying to get across to people too, was Rich had done that move in the ring before. And so we all know, if we've all been to a show, we've all seen them kind of put the ring together.
Right.
There's enough of a padding inside the ring than there is outside. Because
Right.
we've all seen superstars lift up the outside whatever, and there's nothing but cement under
Right.
there.
Yeah, right. And it's crazy because it reminds me of same thing with Finn Balor. Like when you said Ridge Holland has done that move, a bunch of times, and I'm quite sure he's practiced it. He's a professional wrestler. He had to practice to do it. And it's the same thing with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has done that power bomb a bunch of times on a bunch of wrestlers. But when he hit Finn with that power bomb at that SummerSlam, you know what I'm saying, that cut his Universal title reign short. You know what I'm saying? As pissed as I am, but again, it wasn't intentional. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't intentional. But it's one of those things where what Ridge Holland did was not intentional. It was not intentional. It was just a botch move, and But our prayers is definitely with Biggie. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. He comes back. Gets another push. Vince doesn't forget him. And they put him back right where he belongs, and
I
he's
think I think he's gonna win the Rumble when he come back next year.
I think so too.
Yeah.
The only
I was gonna say,
And
I think he'll be out at least until then.
yes. And I mean, in one aspect, we got Woods back to a degree. I mean, I know it's not the way that everybody wanted him to come back, because originally the talk was of having a Big O 6-man at Mania, and it was going to be New Day versus Holland, Sheamus, and I don't know, whatever.
Pete Dunne.
Thank you, Pete Dunne.
Butch. Butch.
It was supposed
His name is Butch.
It was supposed to have been a 6-man, at Mania, and now we're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't need that.
Yeah. So it sucks, man. It really does suck to know that this is happening, with Biggie. We had the same situation with Becky.
Yeah.
Becky broke her larynx.
Good.
I heard her on Raw though. She screamed. She's like, she screamed. Well, she got a voice. Did she talk on Raw?
Yeah, she did.
No. And she
Little
had
bit.
and she had physical contact with
Yeah.
Bianca too.
Oh yeah. She tried to damage her larynx as well. I seen that.
Yeah, she don't want that match at Mania. She's trying to,
Yeah, she's trying to.
She don't want to get
about to-
another hair. She don't want to
she's
get
about-
another hair whipping.
She's about to pull a Sean. Yo, my leg hurt.
My feet hurt.
Something.
Okay, so NXT. Let's talk some NXT.
was
What
great.
did Dolph Ziggler have to say? Because
Dolph had
I
a lot to
would
say, but-
like to know, how was Dolph Ziggler? How was the zigzag?
It was money. He's me. He was Hill Ziggler at his finest, but he got interrupted by some young chump named LA Knight, Sean's boy. Got interrupted. And then later on,
First off, ain't nothing young about LA Knight if you really know.
Yeah, he's pretty.
well,
he's
I know.
pretty-
Yeah, I know he's been around, but he's young to the NXT. He's a young Trump.
I still don't understand why he's even in NXT.
Yeah, he should be on the main roster. LA Knight should be on the main roster.
He's money, but yeah. Anyway, that happened. A lot of stuff happened. Toxic Attraction got all trapped by Cora Jade. She almost put them in dumpsters and chains, but she ended up getting caught by Mandy at the end.
Mhm.
What else
Yeah.
happened? We had a good match between Escobar and Cameron Grimes. That was a fire match.
I heard that was
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
It's for the qualifying. They're having a ladder match at Stand and Deliver for the North American title. So
When is the ladder match?
At Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania Day at noon. It's
Oh,
gonna be
Yeah, NXT's
quali-
pay-per-view
yeah.
is that Saturday at 12.
good.
Oh, sweet. So that's that's Saturday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we basically get double that day.
Oh,
Yeah, NXT
We get a lot
probably
of
will
wrestling
go,
that day.
yeah,
Yeah, a
they'll
lot of
probably go
wrestling
from
that day.
12 to 2, 12 to 3.
And then you got the
there'll be a
CYN.
break,
You got the
and
CYN
6
event
o'clock.
coming on.
Is that the same weekend?
Yeah, CYN is Saturday at 2, right after Stand and
NXT?
Deliver goes. Yeah,
Huh.
they got some good matches on that.
It's a
card.
lot
Anyway,
going on that weekend though. Like I
There's a
tell
lot.
anybody, if you can go to Dallas that weekend,
Mhm.
definitely go to Dallas. It's not just the big stuff, like you said. CYN, GCW has a show that weekend.
Mhm.
GCW show is growing too.
Mhm.
Definitely growing. Your boys are wrestling. Ant. What are they now? The Hitmakers.
Is that a Swerve? Isaiah Swerve and his guys?
It's not gonna be Swerve though. It's just AJ and Adonis. And I think B-Fab is gonna be with them. They're wrestling Shane Taylor Promotions.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna be pretty good. Should be.
Oh, this is
Should
gonna
be.
sound like a good WrestleMania. I'm going to have my flight. Okay, so Andrew, you flying out to see you flying out to WrestleMania, right, Andrew? Andrew
Yeah,
said he's going. He said he was
he's talking
going.
about Sean. I was about to say, Sean going to see Sheamus.
Oh man, shame.
I
No,
know
I'm
for
going
me.
I'm going to AEW Memorial Weekend though to Double or Nothing.
Get drunk before you go, because I'm letting you know right now.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
so
a fun weekend.
Andrew's going. Andrew, don't forget, man. Take some pictures, man.
Yeah,
You
don't
Yeah.
know,
forget.
Andrew, take some pictures, man. Take some
Oh,
pictures, take some videos. Well,
yeah.
take some pictures. Take some pictures. Yeah,
Make
videos
sure,
if you can.
get
Take
some
some videos. Yeah,
Ziggler pics. We need some Ziggler pics, man.
yeah, man. Get some Ziggler pics, man. So, I heard the news is that they're trying to set up an opponent for what's the guy name
Oh, Champa.
not Champa, what's the other guy name, the guy who lost the belt.
Braun
Braun
Breaker.
Breaker.
Yeah, right. Braun Breaker. I heard that they're trying to set up a good opponent. That's why they had Dolph Ziggler take the belt so that he can have like a good match. To set him up. To kind of like have a stronger run.
And that's
with
what I
the
said.
belt
I
before he goes
figured,
to the main roster.
but it's so with him doing a lot of dark matches though, and with this new injury to Big E,
Mhm.
it makes me think plans might change with him getting moved to SmackDown instead of Raw.
Who? Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
Why is
because
that?
now, I mean, as people get injured, even though Xavier came back, Big E is a bigger wrestler than Xavier. Even though Xavier is dope, don't get me wrong. Big E, as far as the way I look at the hierarchy of things,
Yeah.
he's a bigger wrestler. So I would think bringing in somebody like a Braun Breaker, which they never really been big on NXT people, but I would think
but they
move him back up or move. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're gonna start shifting people around again.
yeah,
Right.
but they real big on having main roster stars on NXT right now.
Yeah,
the
they
Miz,
are.
the Miz was there tonight.
The
They
Miz
need
was
to though.
there. Freaking, you
Rey
got Dolph as
Mysterio.
champion. You got Ray showed up.
Well,
Dominic
Dom.
had a Dominic. He called his shot against that little group with Escobar. Like he literally
Phantasma.
said, like he was like, "I'm not here to talk. I'm here to fight, and I don't care which one of you wants to step up. Step
It was
up."
so corny though. It was just so
It
corny.
was.
It's Dominic.
It was so
Who was
corny,
that?
bro.
Who was that? Braun?
Dominic.
Oh, Dominic.
He
It was
needs to
so
be in
corny.
Who?
NXT.
Who? Dominic
Yeah,
Mysterio?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needs to be in
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
NXT.
he
needs to
needs
get
to be
in.
in NXT. Yeah, send him
Yeah.
there so we can see
He's pretty
less
dope.
of him
He'll
on
get better
Raw
though.
and
That's the
SmackDown.
Like, it's not just that. Like, I want
Please.
him to get better. I feel like him being in NXT with the talent that's there,
Right.
even though there's better talent on the main roster, he just doesn't look right with that talent
Yeah.
to me.
Right.
I
No,
feel like
yeah,
he goes to
yeah.
NXT with some of those newer guys that are of the same speed of him a little bit.
Right.
He'll get better.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he
absolutely.
still needs to
It'll
put
be
on more muscle.
Listen,
Yeah, it'll be a
For his
better
height,
balance for
he
him.
needs more weight, more muscle.
he could go to Impact too, and we could never see him really. You know.
All right. So real quick, Angela Duca says, Sean Key, do you want me to come to Las Vegas to AEW?
We'll talk.
And he says, do you want a partner to Las Vegas?
Man,
When
I
is
already
that
got
in
like
May?
down.
15.
15
That's
with
it.
15 people going with you? Like, I'm
Dang.
mobbing.
Hey man, my birthday is always an event, bro.
That's in
Nah.
May.
It's a
That's
whole
in May.
thing. Yeah, that's in May.
I might come with you. We going to All Out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm mobbing, man. Okay, we got to do one of those things, man.
Hey man, bring the wife, man. Bring the wife.
Yeah, she
Next
gonna want to
year.
come too,
We already
man.
took-
And then
Bring the wife. Bring
she
the
gonna
wife.
want to come. Yeah, she gonna want to come. Yeah, that'd be
Next
cool.
year, man. We should go to Mania next year or All Out. One of them.
Where's Mania
well,
at
we
next
should.
year? Have they
We should
announced
do
it
that.
yet?
It's in
LA.
LA.
Yeah,
What's
they
in LA?
announced. Yeah, they announced all three of them.
Oh yeah, we're going.
Yeah.
Get all the weed I want.
Some shit.
Hey, I might go to Mania next year because that's only a 2-hour plane ride for me.
No, I need some
Yeah, you
RVD
close.
rolling. I need some
That'd be
RVD
long.
rolling paper. I need some
Long flight for
RVD
me.
rolling papers, man. I need some RVD rolling papers. Them shits is hard to find.
Angela Duca says, "Let's go to Money in the Bank."
No, I'm good. I'm good. To watch Dominic win the briefcase, I'm good.
Word.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that may happen.
That may happen.
That
and
sadly may happen.
Yeah, because you know why I feel like it's gonna happen? When he was coming out tonight, they promoted Money in the Bank, and I'm like, look at this. This is a sign. I took that as a sign. Yeah, I'm like, yo, look, this is a sign right here.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah.
out of everybody in here, I'd be okay with it. But that's
Oh
just-
my god. Why? Oh, Dominic.
I don't know.
Oh.
I guess for me, like
Mhm.
seeing how much, like a lot of people think like he kind of wanted to do this from the get go, and it's like he really didn't. Like, and that's what I like about, you know how like sometimes your parents are like, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And Ray kind of stepped back, let Dom kind of do his thing for a little bit, and then Dom was kind of the one that approached his dad and was like, I kind of want to get into wrestling now. It's not like it was forced on him, knowing that, you know, his father's gonna definitely be in the Hall of Fame one day.
Right.
His father already in that Hall of Fame.
True.
Eddie's already in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Yeah.
Ray, but yeah. But I mean, even then, I mean, yes, you know, he does have, I'm not gonna lie, he does have a little bit of work, you know, a little bit of work to do, and maybe, you know, going to NXT every once in a while will kind of help. You know, we'll kind of help him, but I mean, we all can't forget he was a little kid. He's been, you know, front row for years
That's
for
a
this
fact.
stuff. You know, I mean, come on. The most famous memory is him getting in the ring and trying to shake that ladder to knock Eddie off.
Yeah. Oh man. So, do any of you guys have any news before we end this show? Do any of you guys have any news? Somebody was rubbing their hands. Who's rubbing their hands?
I was. Like I said, it's been a great week in wrestling, though. I mean, you had Jeff Hardy showing up.
Okay, wait. Hold up. You have news and rumors?
Everywhere.
Is that news and
Smoke
rumors?
shops.
Would that be news? It wouldn't be news and rumors, though.
All right. Well, to me, it's news and rumors.
Pen and get the one.
That sounds like news and rumors, Sean.
It did.
Had to drop it.
It happened a week ago.
Well, it happened to me. What happened to do for me? Whatever it is that happened, I probably don't know about. Oh, you talking about Jeff? You talking about Jeff Hardy showing up?
Yeah, Jeff Hardy showing up, dancing before he goes to help his brother.
I thought he was high again. I'm like, oh man.
I'm like, hold on. He was excited. So I watched BTE today. He was just super excited though, bro. That's all it was. Like he popped out. He ran a little. Then he was like,
he was nervous too. It looked like
he hit a whole dance break. Then went to the ring. So
now that you touched on that though, Keys, like I watched BTE too, and towards the end, like, you know, the Bucks were kind of, you know, giving praises to the Hardys and everything else, but you could tell that there was a little shade in there too.
Yeah,
I think it's going to set up.
Yeah, their rivalry has been going on for
since 2017, right?
Yeah, I want to say before Jeff and Matt came back to WWE.
Yeah, they lost to the Hardys, didn't they?
Yep,
that night
they did.
Yeah, they lost in a ladder match.
I mean, I know this much. Like when you get, like, I'm new to the Bucks. Like I never saw their New Japan stuff or, you know, anything, or their Japan days, whatever. But you have two tag teams. You have an iconic tag team in the Hardy Boys, and you have the Young Bucks. Like when those four get in the ring, that wherever that match is, whatever arena they're in, that roof is gonna blow.
It always does. Yeah, every time they fight, it's always the big Ring of Honor. It was fire. It was somewhere else too. Or have all of them been in Ring of Honor?
Yeah, then the night before that Mania, the night before they returned to that Mania, I don't know if that was Ring of Honor. Because
it might have been Ring of Honor.
I can't find that footage.
Yeah, but every time they've had a match, it's always been amazing. The roof is always blown off. Like, so it's going to be no different in AEW. It's a lot of, like I said, this is also the Hardys' like farewell tour.
Yeah, it is.
So they're definitely going to work the indies. I know they got that show here in May I'm going to go to. It's going to be kind of dope. I just don't
against the Briscoes?
No. I forgot. It's like one of them high school shows here. So I'm just going just to go, but I'm definitely
know.
I'm debating on paying this extra money to meet Matt and Jeff.
So
I know
I
tomorrow.
would.
real
Tomorrow they
quick,
supposed to be
Angela
fighting
Duke.
Butch and Blade.
Real quick, Angela Duke says, "Let's plan a trip to WrestleMania all together." Angela Duke also says, "Let's go to AEW in Las Vegas together." Angela Duke says, "Let's get
They trying to go
big
everywhere.
box suits. We can all go together."
Yeah, I ain't
Big
balling
box
like
suits,
that.
is there?
Yeah, damn.
The
Who
box,
you?
the suite, the
Yeah,
Oh, the
sweet.
box suite.
yeah,
Oh
the
yeah, the
box
skybox.
suite.
Yeah, I probably want to do that than actually be ringside because I've been to live events and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I like the
I need to
camaraderie.
be
I like
ringside.
sitting with the people,
Yeah,
but I also like
yeah.
I
I
like
want to
that
be
VIP
ringside just in
treatment.
case. I want to be ringside just in case I want to, get the urge to, you know.
Yo, Ed, man, you can't be getting us kicked out, man. You sitting there reaching over
Who's
the
us?
barricade,
Who's
smacking
us?
Cody Rhodes in the air.
There's no us. Hold on.
Get out of here, man.
Anybody
I can
can
see
get
him
kicked out.
smacking him like,
If anybody can get kicked out, it's the person doing it. He did it, sir. Him
But he
right there.
did it.
Right?
Escort this
He
ruffian.
paid thousands of dollars just to get hundreds of dollars to get and get us kicked out.
Escort this
You
ruffian
know,
out.
you know why I'm here. You know why I'm here.
To smack Cody Rhodes.
Facts.
Oh man. So
There is just something I came across, and apparently Joey Janela is not going to be re-signing his AEW contract.
Yeah, we've been.
Oh yeah,
there.
we knew that. I already knew that.
He's 100% GCW.
Yeah, he said he's gonna. I think he's gonna help build GCW bigger. Keep building it because it's already getting big. But
Yep.
Well, why is he not signing? Why is he
Because
not resigning?
they're not treating him like how GCW is.
yeah, I mean he's only doing dark and dark elevations. If you look at where Joey started when the company started to where he is now, he went from one of their top people to
down to the bottom.
Down to the bottom.
And
I like
AEW.
Joey.
And
I think Joey Janela is actually a really dope talent.
He had a few with Moxley when the AEW.
Yep, when they first started.
Who's Joey Janela again? Hold on, let me look him up.
Joey Janela.
Yeah, Joey's dope.
You probably won't recognize him now because he's in shape now.
Yeah, he really is though. He lost weight, really cut up, got into the gym.
He just had that
sit-ups
with Matt Cardona. Him and X. He turned on X-Pac. That's the dude that turned on X-Pac.
Yep. Yeah, I want to go to that Joey Janela Spring Break, the GCW show, the joint where Mox is facing AJ Gray for the
where is it here?
GCW title.
It's here?
No, I think it's in Jersey.
That's here.
Well, yeah, for you, yeah, you're right.
If you
if I find it, I'll ask AJ where it's at. But I think it's in Jersey though.
AJ.
Yeah, he has like a
AJ Gray,
like a Johnny Nitro kind of look. Oh, Joey Janela, that's the guy that was wrestling with what's that girl name?
Sunny Kiss.
Sunny Kiss, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a girl.
A guy. Sorry.
That's a boy, Damon.
Hey.
We're not doing it. You're not gonna get us canceled, man.
Yeah, right, Ed. We just started. You're canceled.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Joey, but I had a feeling when they were talking about all the contracts that were coming up, he was one of them. I knew he wasn't going to resign, just Brian because, of, like I said, I knew Brian Cage wasn't either.
Yeah.
He hasn't
he did. He
did resign.
Yeah, you know my boy resigned. Don't
I saw the rumors, but I didn't think
Johnny,
it was
wait,
true.
hold on. You like what's that guy named Johnny Cage?
Brian Cage.
You like Brian Cage, but you don't like Cody.
He almost killed Brian Pillman, man.
Oh man, you like Brian Cage, man?
Yeah, because he brings that pain, bro. He almost kills wrestlers. You see what happened to Pillman Jr.
Oh, he's another botchamania. Yeah. Another
botchamania. He's just too strong. He's just too damn strong.
I don't think he knows his own strength.
Yeah, he don't know his own strength. He almost killed Pillman Jr.
Angela Dougal wants to meet Jeff Hardy.
I think we all do.
The high flyer. I'm not a fan of Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he looks boring. I'll pass. He looks like a one-word answer guy.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
yes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
See you later.
I don't know.
Bye.
I paid for this.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm just not a fan of Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was he was an enigma.
You know what's crazy? I think we were all talking. I don't know if I was in the space with you guys or with somebody else. I think Ant was in there with us though. If you really think about it, man, if you look at a lot of the tag teams, right, even with the Bucks, there's one brother that's a better wrestler,
right,
and there's one that has the charisma, that has the it factor in a sense when it comes to the persona.
Right.
I feel like
out of the Hardy Boys, you think Jeff was the it?
Jeff was the it. Matt had the better wrestling ability.
What?
Whoa.
Matt was. Think about it. Jeff was just a high flyer.
I feel like
but yeah,
he did a lot of aerial stuff.
I always feel like
Matt really did good wrestling work.
Real quick, I always feel like every time we go live, me and you always have to have one of these kind of discussions. But I like it. I love it. I love it.
It's only right.
It's only right. It's only right.
No,
and it wouldn't be wrestling talks and those if we did not have these kind of discussions.
Yo, so Keith,
I love it.
Keith, who's the better Buck brother?
So you
Nick.
thought Matt. I thought Matt had the charisma. I'm gonna tell you right now, when Matt was doing the whole
V1?
version 1, oh my, I loved him, yo. When he did version 1, I was just like, yo, this is it. And he had the little fun facts on the side. It was because of him when he started doing the fun facts on the side.
Now they do them on Raw.
SmackDown, they started doing it on SmackDown.
Yep.
And then but it was just like it was a great character, and I thought like after that they were gonna give him more of a push because first he started with the Cruiserweight title, then he went on to the United States title feuding with MVP, and then it was just like then after that
the ECW World Championship.
Yeah, right. I thought he was going to do more with it. Well, I
don't know. Just the way I see it, if you look at it, the fans, Jeff is more over with the fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matt was, but not to the degree that Jeff was.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking to me, when you're looking at their in-ring work,
mm-hmm.
Matt might have been boring in the ring sometimes,
mm-hmm.
but he did better. His wrestling was just better than me.
Right.
I love Jeff. Don't get me wrong. Jeff, that high flying aerial, that's what I like. I love that. Same thing with the Bucks. I think Nick is a better wrestler than Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Nick
Who's older?
Matt is older. Not by much though, like by a year or two. I think they're only like 2 years apart.
That's a hard choice because oh my god, the Young Bucks.
I can barely tell them apart sometimes, to be real. Especially once they both dyed their hair like dark and.
I mean, I think they're both just amazing, yo.
No, they are.
I can't pick one.
I think they're both just amazing. What'd you say?
To me, it's like Penta and Ray Phoenix. I like both. It's hard to say who's better than who. Like,
you know who's better between them two.
Who's better, Ant?
He's gonna say Penta. He's gonna say Penta.
Come on, Penta's the man.
Hey, that new gimmick he has is fire. Oh
fire,
yeah. So hold on. Did you watch AEW last week, Sai?
No, I didn't get to catch it.
I need you to catch up before tomorrow night. Just because a lot of the stuff that happened last Wednesday, factions breaking up, new factions starting, people turning on people. It was like a heel Wednesday last week.
It was a heel Wednesday.
Okay, so
it was a heel Wednesday.
All right, so I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna.
Jericho has a new group
to the whole.
Yeah, Jericho definitely has a new faction.
Yeah, I heard about that.
We have a new TNT champion.
Yep, new TNT champion on Friday.
Okay.
A black one.
Yeah, I heard about it. Scorpio Sky.
I think he's fully deserving of that.
Wasn't my choice. Was not my choice.
I'm gonna be real though. So, and I think I've said this to y'all before. The great thing about AEW, every person who's been a champion so far is somebody who's been in the company from day one. It has not been anybody who's just come in, because even Mox has kind of been there from day one, if you think about it. Everybody who's come in from the beginning has been champions. So Scorpio Sky finally getting a title makes sense. Whether it's the main title or the TNT title, him getting a title in AEW made perfect sense.
Yeah, but he's been wrestling for a minute. He's been out.
Yeah.
He's been in the field like what's the guy named Ricochet?
Yeah, he's been around for a long time. I'm actually a fan of Scorpio Sky. I think he's a dope talent. Like, he has the look, the charisma, the mic skills, the in-ring ability. He has it, in my opinion.
So how come he never signed?
I think he's gonna have a dope reign. He's definitely gonna have a dope title reign.
Okay, real quick, Mr. LaDuca. He says, come to Dallas, Texas. He is doing a meet and greet on April 2nd for WrestleMania weekend. And he says he will lose to Wardlow.
I don't think so.
No, it's not happening.
That MJF and Wardlow thing is
Yeah.
about to start. So they're gonna
It's gonna get
MJF
nasty.
is gonna interfere in that match. I already see that coming.
Yeah, they're gonna beat his ass.
Who?
Yep.
Who's that?
Yeah.
The Pinnacle.
On the Pinnacle, they're
The
gonna
whole
destroy
Pinnacle.
Warlord.
Well,
now.
no,
They're gonna jump him.
FTR backed out. They said they're going on their own now, and they fired Tully
No, they
Blanchard.
fired. Yeah,
No, they
but
just
they
fired
still
Tully.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still
they
Oh,
Pinnacle.
they just
They just
fired.
fired Tully.
Oh,
Mhm.
Jeff Hardy in
So-
Dallas. Oh, Jeff Hardy's gonna be
Yeah.
in Dallas.
He's
Okay,
definitely
so-
gonna
I
have
don't know.
a long title reign.
for me, to see Scorpio's guy, like I'm happy he got it,
Mhm.
but I'd like to see him do things on his own without America's Top Team in his corner. You know, like he's good on his own, you know, and he was real good when he was in SCU. I want to see that Scorpio Sky back, like the one where he doesn't need his henchmen in his corner to help, you know, the match, because I know Keys and Ant, we all watched it, but it's like if it wasn't for Ethan Page and then Page, whatever you pronounce her last name,
Van Zant. Don't do that. That's
Van
booby.
Zant, thank you.
That's booby.
If it wasn't for them getting involved, that match could have gone a different way.
Yeah.
In
But Tay,
my
Scorpio
eyes,
still would
it
have won.
could've-
little Tay
Scorpio
well,
still
no,
would've won.
Scorpio, right? Scorpio still would have won, but it's like it's kind of like if you look at how like Roman is, you know, Roman, he can't really, like, anytime that he's just close to like losing, his cousins always intervene, and it's just like, and I know that's the thing with, you know, having a heel character and whatever else, but it's like sometimes the fans, like, especially if we've seen you in another promotion and we know what you can do on your own, it's like, why do you have to have that outside help?
Right.
Just the hill thing, you know how that hill shit.
It's a hill. Yeah, that's true. You're right, Ann. It's a hill thing. It
I
makes
know.
it a little.
You know?
No, I get it.
Look,
I get it, because sometimes it gets a
Swerve-
little annoying.
Swerve was
But
the same
you know,
way.
but sometimes when it is the hill thing, but sometimes when you got, you know, wrestlers that you love,
Yeah.
like Dolph Ziggler, right? And you want him to win that gold, you know, he had to get a little outside help from Bobby
Oh, yeah.
Roode, you know, and make things possible. You know, so the
Yeah.
zigzag. Did you just turn off your camera because I mentioned Dolph Ziggler, Sean?
Trash.
Have some respect.
I
Have
mean,
some
I
respect for the
know-
zigzag.
Hey man, when you start
No.
respecting Cody more, I'll respect him.
Why? Give me a reason why. Give me a match that's gonna make me respect Cody.
Have you not? Did you not watch
Cody,
him and
hold on.
Sammy?
Hold on. I
and
was just about to
Sheamus.
say that one.
Him and
I
Sammy.
was
Did you
just
not
about
watch
to
him
say
and
that
Sammy?
one.
Wait, what match?
Oh, come on. So,
Cody
The
and
ladder
Sammy.
match?
Yes.
oh,
Wait, was that the ladder match?
Yeah.
You name a wrestler that could have
For-
been
for
in
the
that ladder
title.
match and did better.
Ethan Page.
Nah. Not in the ladder match.
Hook.
Not in the ladder match. Hook still has
How
Hook
could they-
is I like
All right,
Hook.
you want me to
Hook
get
is
serious?
still
You want me to get
Hook and
serious?
Dominic are like
Who
this
would've-
to me.
Yes,
You
please.
want me to get serious? They got to be in AEW.
Yeah.
No.
All right, Jungle Boy, Penta,
Jungle
Darby.
Boy, yes. Darby, no.
All right, I'll take Darby out. Ray Phoenix,
Yes.
Malachi Black.
No.
Yes.
Are you saying better than Cody?
No, he just saying
Yes.
as far as in that ladder match, who would have
Oh,
done
in that
better?
match. In that match.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In that
Okay.
match, who would have done better? I
Oh,
agree
okay,
on the
okay.
names you
Malachi
said,
Black.
though. No. The names you said, I agree as far as in that, even though you didn't.
Miro.
No, not in the ladder match. Even though
No, big
Cody,
guys always do that a lot.
Miro and Sammy's TNT title match was fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
But out of those guys, Penta definitely number one. Penta would have been fire in that match. Or Jungle Boy. Even Luchasaurus. So I forgot about the Lucha. I keep forgetting about Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus again.
He gets the
Luchas-
yo, he's getting the biggest
All right, but he's
pop
nice, but
out
he's
of the
nice.
both between the both of them.
He's nice.
You know their
The
title
biggest
reign has
pop.
been boring, right?
Yeah, right. You're bugging. It's been better than the Lucha Brothers.
What
It's been
match
better
have
than
they had?
the
No.
Bucks. Every
what
one.
match have they had that's been fire? The only one that was good was
Every one.
the 3-way with the Bucks and Red Dragon.
All right.
That was
And
the
the
only
one
one.
they took the titles, when they took the titles from Phoenix and Ray was fire.
No, it wasn't.
Listen, what? Yo, you
It
bugging. You
wasn't.
just a Luchasaurus hater.
What
Listen,
are you talking about?
listen,
I'm not. No, that
I'll
was
give
Sai.
Sheamus.
No, that was Sai. Sai hated that man.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sai, yeah. Yo, listen.
Oh yeah,
It
oh
wasn't
yeah,
He's
oh
the
yeah,
biggest.
oh
He's
yeah. I'll
the
tell you,
biggest
I'll tell
pop
you straight
out
up.
of
I did not like
everybody,
no
though.
Luchasaurus, man. I still can't stand that name, Luchasaurus. I think it's a joke. But he's a great wrestler. Nonetheless, he's an amazing wrestler.
He is.
I just
Amazing.
couldn't stand the BT. I just couldn't stand the BTE bits back in the day where he was like always searching for his tail.
Yeah,
It never made
Who
sense.
Luchasaurus?
Yes. It
Yeah,
never
he was
Yes,
always searching for
like
his
if
tail.
you watch some of the old BTE ones where they had Luchasaurus looking for his tail,
Yeah,
I'm
looking
just
for his
sitting
tail.
here looking at it with like
when
shaking
I
my
started
head like,
liking him.
what the hell?
Right.
That's
What
when
am
I
I
started
watching?
liking him.
What? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Luchasaurus. All right, guys. So it's about that time. I have to feed my wife. She's hungry. If I don't, if I don't feed her, she gets angry.
Yo, why he saying like that?
Yeah.
Because she's like, "Come on, when we gonna eat?" All right.
My wife like this.
She's like, she want me to feed her. She's like, feed me. All right. So, guys, if you guys are catching us live on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, drop a comment in the comment section below every time we go live on Tuesday at 10 o'clock and Sunday at 12. This Sunday, we didn't do a live because daylight savings time messed up my whole schedule. But this Sunday we'll be going live at 12. Tuesday we'll be going live at 10. If you guys are catching us on YouTube, hit that like button, give us a subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. All right, guys, we are leaving again. I am your host, Saheem the Dream.
Hey yo.
And I'm
And thank you again for having me, guys. And before I go, I want to give, a shout out to some of my family, Double K, Sonny, Lene, Peter, all of them. And I appreciate you guys for letting me on here, and hopefully y'all will let me back on again soon.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Absolutely, Kayla. We had a blast. And we will see you guys later. Peace.